Welcome back. If you're just joining us now, the Green Party candidate for the Lloydminster riding in the upcoming Saskatchewan election, Meggan Hougham, is here. Thank you so much for being on the show today, Meggan.
Thank you very much for having me. I looked forward to it.
Me too. Me too. I always look forward to elections. They're very exciting times. And this is your first time running, and it's actually the first time a Green Party candidate is running in this provincial riding. Tell me how people are reacting to Green.
Actually, really interesting, Ali. I think we're coming with such a positive, motivating, I guess, platform and ideas that people are really receptive to just getting out there and talking and engaging in politics, which is, I think, the point of all this, isn't it? To get out there and talk about the issues. So it's been interesting.
Definitely. Talk to me a little bit about how you're very young. You're a young candidate. How people are reacting when you knock on their door and you're representing someone, you know, who could possibly be their leader.
Yeah, actually, they say exactly that. I'm so glad to see someone young getting involved and working in the community. So it's been a great response and actually pretty exciting.
Is that something you're trying to do? Like, are you trying to motivate more young people to get involved?
Definitely. I think it's really important that our generation steps up and gets involved. I mean, we have the ability to be real decision makers in the community, and let's not let that, I guess, chance pass us by.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the local issues here. What are some of the local issues you're hoping to address in your local platform?
You bet. Actually, you know, definitely health education always comes across in the local areas, but one, I think, specifically to this area as well, I do tend to talk about the agriculture issue. Basically, we know that our population is aging, that young people aren't able to go into agriculture as a position, and I guess what we're looking to do through the Green Party of Saskatchewan is maintain that agricultural market for those local farm families so that they have a fair share of the consumer dollar.
Why is the agriculture market sort of shrinking? Are just less people getting into it? Are more people moving away?
Well, basically, I guess when we look at that market, as input costs continue to rise and consumer dollar, I guess as input costs rise and the farmer, his income doesn't, basically they continue to get pinched, and I guess basically, you know, at the end of the day, they have to make a living to continue into it. So that's what we need to look at, is maintaining those local markets and their fair share of the dollar. That's very important. So.
Definitely. And talk to me about the Canadian Wheat Board reaction here. I mean, I know that's a federal issue, but is there anything that the Green Party is hoping to do provincially to sort of offset that upset, I guess?
Definitely. Actually, it has been interesting talking to people. There does seem like there is, I guess, some importance and need still placed on that. I mean, it is being dealt with as a federal issue, but provincially what we can do to allow people to, I guess, give them resources or what they need to continue to farm is what we'd like to do. So.
Let's talk a little bit about the provincial platform. It's called One Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
What's the significance of One Saskatchewan?
Oh, it's really neat, actually. So basically what the idea is, can we work together to ensure this province, from the top to the bottom, north to the south, you know, different age groups, can we, I guess, achieve a prosperous province for all without sacrificing our way of life or the environment?
Right.
So it's pretty neat.
Talk to me a little bit about the education factor in here. This is something that, you know, a lot of young people, especially, you know, post-secondary people in university now, are going to be really excited about, and I think really latch on to publicly funded post-secondary education. That's something you guys want to work towards.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that. Tell me how that's even possible.
Yeah, it's huge, actually, and what's really neat is actually other countries and areas in the world already have it. Mexico, for example, Cuba. So it's really interesting idea, and basically it's something for young people to latch onto, but not only young people, but what about those families out there with young people going to school and supporting that tuition? So basically what we want to do over our 4 years is we want to work to eliminate tuition fees for post-secondary education. So that means universities, colleges, trades, and what we can do, basically, if we can get our own people educated to the best of our ability, come out with not a bunch of debt, we can have them working here in this province, being the real future of Saskatchewan.
And you were saying earlier that sort of combats a bunch of different problems as well.
Definitely.
Talk to me about that theory and how that works.
So what we're thinking, like especially the health issue, is so, I guess, an overarching issue and something really important not only this constituency but province. But what we're hoping with education, if we can educate our own healthcare professionals, doctors, nurses, nurse practitioners, therapists, what we can do is we can have those people filling our need within our own province, our own people, and I think just a really good benefit there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about healthcare. That's definitely something people here are crying for. You know, family doctors in huge demand.
Definitely.
There's a lot of people in the city looking for a family doctor who can't get a family doctor and are having to go to, you know, Vermilion or Wainwright to even find one. What are you saying to those people, and what's the provincial plan for that?
Exactly. And, you know, in this constituency, not only Lloydminster, but we're hearing that at Pierceland, who's going over into Cold Lake. I mean, it's throughout the constituency. And basically, what we'd like to do as a platform is, I know you don't see it right away, but we've got to hit on that prevention, because basically it saves money and it saves lives down the road. Now, that being said, to I guess work on that immediate need of the family doctor is looking at our education policy, is educating more of Saskatchewan people and having them work here in the province. And I guess the last factor is, you know, we really have been seeing the importance of seniors and long-term care residents needing beds in their own community. I mean, if the family isn't there to support them, how is that person supposed to maintain, I guess, their quality of life as well in that area? So that's what we're looking to hopefully achieve and support. So,
talk to me a little bit about a green future in Saskatchewan. You know, you have a couple sort of environmental initiatives. Tell me about those and why those are important.
I guess what's really important is, you know, as the Green Party of Saskatchewan, we got to remember that whatever we do needs to be a central, positive decision. And what that means is we have to take into account the economy, we have to take into account Saskatchewan people, but we need to take into account the environment and come up through the central with positive ideas. And basically, what we can do, looking at a future perspective too, is why not add green jobs while we can? You know, as a young person, as somebody wanting to live, raise a family in this constituency, we need to move forward with those kind of positive ideas and local job creation within our local communities, because bigger isn't always better, you know. We need it here locally as well, so.
Tell me about, you know, you're up against an incumbent Sask party at Tim McMillan.
Yeah.
You're also up against Wayne Byers, who's an NDP candidate. He's his second time running. Why do you think you are the right choice as opposed to those other two candidates? Yeah,
I think some of the interesting mixes I bring is youth and an ability to work for this constituency. I mean, that's why I'm here, and I guess that's the whole point of this, isn't it? It's to work for this constituency and try to move forward positively. And if I can bring in central, grassroots, Green Party values, where we look at those three aspects of economy, environment, and Saskatchewan people, I think I can come up through the center and maybe make it a bit of a race. So.
You know, Saskatchewan was NDP for 16 years and just recently went to Sask Party. Quickly tell me, what would the difference be in the Green Party?
I think coming through that central, I mean, we realize the conservative values, but we also see the importance of the NDP social values. And if we can mix them and come in the center, again, let's come up through the center.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Meggan.
Yeah, actually, very fun.
You.
Thank you so much. And the biggest thing, I hope I've engaged people to get involved in politics and become decision makers. So.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, we hope to see you in the future, and good luck on November the 2nd.
Thank you so much. 7th. You bet. Thank you.
This has been our conversation with Meggan Hougham. She's the Green Party candidate for the Lloydminster riding.